Good morning to you all. Thanks for joining us on a live this morning. My name is Tante Azal, and today is Monday. Thank God it's Monday. Another day to be grateful, another day to be hopeful, another week to be productive. So set your goals today so that your week will be, as productive as you would want. I have said it. My name is Tante Azar, and I have Miriam Oke with me in the studio. Miriam, good morning.
Good morning,
How
Tante. You look so good.
You look good too.
Seriously, seeing delectable ladies on the screen is something great, and we have to appreciate ourselves. But because we are just two on the set this morning, we have to appreciate each other.
Of course.
Lady, it's a beautiful morning.
It is a beautiful morning.
I always tell people that every morning is a good day, whether it's shining or not. So you have to make it a day filled with grace for yourself, a day filled with love, and a day that you will run straight to the street, to the company you need to go to, to eke out a living for yourself. My name is Miriam, okay? As Tante rightly said, I am welcoming you on the show, and this is Alive TV.
Of course, and Miriam just welcomed us with some motivation. Also, even if the sun is shining or not, you have to make your own sun shine, and that is it. But sometimes don't wait for your motivational speaker to always
you
motivate you,
motivate
because trust me, sometimes the motivational speakers are going through a lot.
The reason why you shouldn't be waiting for anybody to motivate you is because nobody can can actually tell what you're going through. People will just tell you that I know what you're going through. I've been there before, but they are not experiencing.
They're out of it already.
Yes. So nobody can feel that shoe you are wearing. So you have to motivate yourself. Stand up every morning, motivate yourself, and be good.
All right, I will. Me too. Going straight to our first on the segments, we have the paper review, and I'll be taking the papers. We'll be starting the papers from the Vanguard. And on the Vanguard newspaper this morning, we have a court sacks Senate Minority Leader Muad Gom. And that you will see on page 34 on the Vanguard. That's the window story on the Vanguard. And when you go to page 6, you will see reports of attempt on my life falls, Yahaya Bello. And if you can remember, some people were saying during the weekends that Yahaya Bello escaped assassination.
Yes.
And now he's coming out to debunk the news. He's saying that is a lie. Nothing like that happened. So we have to be careful what we
That
put
is why
out
you
there.
need to verify your stories before pushing it out to the public, because whatever we have on or see on the internet is what people want to work on. They want to work with that information, because we have a saying now that you cannot fly without an information. And this is a country whereby everyone in Nigeria just wants to move with the negative trend. So you need to push what is right and correct.
Of course. And going to page 34, we have Benue CP bans protest tightens security. And on page 23, eulogy to an epitome of integrity, Mr. Akintola Williams. And on the bold headline this morning, we have anxiety as Tinubu Atiku Obi APM resume battle at Supreme Court. That has been the story, trending these days. And just the way, Mariam, you rightly said, bad stories are likely to go farther than, any other stories, because people love to hear the negative that is happening,
of course,
instead of the positive. So we have to be careful what we inhale or what we ingest in us, okay? We have to be careful of all the stories we get to hear.
That is why we are always advised to, sieve stories. You sieve before you then retain whichever one you choose to.
Of course. And then the Middle Belt Forum slam Gumi over others over campaign of calumny against Wike, and that you will see on page 12. And 57.6 billion naira for 360 SUVs. Sarab drags reps to court. That we will see on page 10. And things are happening in Nigeria. Actually, people are going through a lot. So if you get to hear this kind of messages or get to hear this kind of stories, people will really be wondering. Like in this hardship that Nigeria is going through, you know, the Senate is actually thinking of buying a car worth that amount, and you keep. Within the weekend, I can remember seeing, you know, a story about the federal government saying that they don't have much money, you know, to pay salaries, and this is happening. Also, you know, the monies that they are trying to get the car. So really, we have to consider, you know, people. We have to consider Nigerians. They are really suffering. People are really suffering. I'm not excluding myself, actually.
Everyone, Tante. And the problem is, I think they want it to be about themselves. We talk about the palliative. Remember the story of 8,000 naira to each family, you know, and people frowned against the proposed 8,000 naira. And the federal government said they will give us 25,000 naira. But with the 25,000 naira, what can a family do with such an amount of money? Especially now that we have a very, very high cost of living. We have to, you know, eat a family of 4 sharing a bag of rice. What do you expect them to do with a bag of rice? And then you have someone who wants to buy a very, very expensive car. So what are we talking about? Greed has eaten deep into the cankerworm of our nation.
Well, let's go straight to the next paper, and I think Mariam, you'll be taking the next paper.
Okay, let's quickly look at the Punch newspaper this morning. Here are some stories that made it to the front page of the newspaper. Federal government plans 26 trillion naira borrowing, 29 trillion naira for debt servicing. We know and we've heard of the various debts that Nigeria has to, you know, settle nowadays, and that is why we need to, you know, help the government by paying your tax, paying my tax. I think with that we are going to, you know, settle some of the debts that the country is owing. And also we have debt servicing to exceed capital budget spending by 7.69 trillion naira amid slow economy. High debt servicing cost creating potential fiscal risk, government laments. On the page 36 of the Punch newspaper this morning, we have Naira slumps further. Exchanges 1,190 naira per dollar. And I keep asking myself, even before pushing the question to the members of the public, whether on the internet or to a close colleague, or even before we choose to decide, you know, to discuss this topic on the show, that how do we expect people selling goods online, people buying from countries, you know, outside Nigeria, to survive in such a country that is facing a doodlum at the present time? And you can see that the 1,190 naira is not going to stop anytime soon, because this is what has been projected by some Nigerians, that with what is going on in this administration, we have to face something a little bit good, and some people feel it's bad. But I tell you, anything that has to do with Nigeria will always come out beautiful. And on the page 31 of the newspaper this morning, I have fuel it's 685 naira per liter in North. That's on the page 31. Assassination, police probe alleged attempt on Bello. That's on the page 20 of the Punch newspaper this morning. So sad, we have the story. 5 die, 15 injured in Lagos Ibadan highway crash. May God, you know, rest their soul. This is so sad news in the morning.
And you know, this thing has been a recurrent something. Always, I don't know why accidents these days are, you know, beginning to be something that is beginning to be more common and normal these days. drivers.
So to say, people says we are in the ember months, and they try to relate or attach everything negative to the ember months.
Well,
So
I don't actually believe in, because
okay,
it is Ember month
okay,
and things will start happening negatively. I don't really know.
superstitious.
But I've
though.
heard it so many times. But I try not to believe in some things, actually, because I know some things really happen in a way that you cannot understand. Because mostly people travel within this period a lot.
Yes.
And the more people travel, the more you have accidents. So I don't really want to say it is because it is Ember month, but I know the narrative. It has been there for a very long time that people will just, anything that happens within this period, they'll be like, oh, it's Ember month.
Okay, I think also that our drivers in Nigeria needs a kind of reorientation. They really need to get some education on how to use the highways, and I think that way we'll be able to curb all of these sad occurrences. APC PDP hopeful as South Court battle starts today. That's on the page 42 of the Punch newspaper. I have also friends mourn. I don't really like sad stories, but we have to take it so that you should be able to say, God, I thank you for my life, because every day above the ground is a privilege. Friends mourn Nigerian medical students killed in Philippines. That on the page 4 of the Punch newspaper this morning. And lastly, on the Punch newspaper this morning, I have Israeli Hamas, Biden, Pope, protesters want ceasefire, say no to violence, say no to war, and say no to anything, mayhem, whatever will claim the lives of citizens.
No matter what is happening, no matter who deserves what to come his way, when you see things like this happening, you just wish the world can just come to a still and for peace to reign. It is not proper that some people are suffering this way. I have watched it on news, and I have seen the attacks, and I have seen the destruction, I have seen lives gone. It is not a nice thing to see.
Just look at children dying. That which is happening to Gaza now. Maybe in 1 month, or let me just say, I'm not pessimistic about the situation, but I just have to say it as it is. Looking at things we see on the internet, Gaza is going down by the day, and we are losing people, and this is something I think the world in general should look deep into it. And I think also that is the reason why they are calling for ceasefire.
Yes. Of course. All right, let's go to the next newspaper, and that will be the Guardian newspaper this morning. And the bold headline here says, at $1,200, 985 naira per liter, fuel spike squeezes air travel pricing. And that you will see on page 6 of the Guardian newspaper. And when you come to page 3, you would see Wike clarifies meeting with Israeli envoy as Pandey INC Nog Gumi. And on the NSAS issue, Falana asked minister to review plan on 500 million naira fine for convicts. And that will be on page 3. And there are so many people. It was during this NSAS memorial protest, I got to know that there are people who are still in police custody since the NSAS protest in 2020. I just feel like, I don't know their offense. Sometimes the youth and how they go extra and extreme. I just feel like this is time for them to, whatever it is, let justice, take, is it mercy? Of course, they have to be merciful on them, because I'm sure they have learnt their lessons. And it is not, a lot of things have happened already. A lot have happened already, and I'm sure they have learnt their lessons. But whatever it is, let mercy, take place in this situation. And we'll be going to page 12 on the Guardian, and it says rethink palliative step up rethink palliatives, step up productive engagement. And you'll see Supreme Court justices down by one as Musa Datijo bows out. That you'll see on page 8. And on page 6, you'll see coalition resorts to protest, lawsuit to stop purchase of 57 billion naira SUVs for lawmakers. 57 billion naira. That is a lot. You know, but that is why people are still saying, don't do that, because it is not fair because of what is happening. And I'm very sure that is why most of the headlines are taking these stories, because people are bringing, you know, their grievances out there to say it is not right. It is not right. Organizations, agencies are coming out to say this is not right, especially at this moment when people are looking for way out. And we've been talking about, you know, the palliative. You mentioned the 8,000 naira to the 25,000 naira. Of course, I understand that we need more than that. But you know, the government cannot actually foot everyone's bill.
Of course.
And government cannot foot your total bill of a family. So it is just for them to help. But in the helping, let's help people properly. Because if we say we are getting this 75 billion naira, and Nigeria is asking for loan already.
So, you know, the 55 billion naira shows that the Nigerian government can actually, in a way,
afford to, you know, to settle people.
Yes, even way beyond the 25,000 naira. But I think we should also applaud the government for that 25,000 naira and even increment on the salary of federal, you know, government staffs. We should applaud them because they cannot do everything, as you rightly said. But we still have to look at the fact that if it is something that is applaudable, you know, the purchase of the 57 billion naira SUVs, if it is something that is worth it at the time in this particular situation, you know, people wouldn't have frowned.
You know, most times we do the right things at the wrong time.
At the wrong time.
Sometimes, let me not say most times. Sometimes we do the right things at the wrong time. It is not because the government has come out to say this is an official, you know, cars that are being given to them so that they can be able to represent wherever they are going to go, especially for their assignment. And we understand that they need these cars, but the timing in which they are coming out to say they're buying this car is really, really bringing the negativity in people already. People are angry about it. Someone has stayed. To be honest, in Nigeria, we have people that have not eaten for 3 days straight.
You know, this morning, as I was coming, someone said at the fuel station, he said, "Madam, do you know that people now do 001? Because I'm one of them." You know, I was like, everyone knows what's going on in the country. So we just have to, you know, persevere a little more, and we should just remain hopeful. That's what I always say to people about this administration. Anything that has to do with Nigeria, just be prayerful, and we should be optimistic.
Of course. And lastly, on the Guardian newspaper, we have terrorist attack customs house, kill officer in Yobe, and that you'll see on page 9. That is insecurity in Nigeria. We just hope that, you know, things are going to get better when we talk about security and, you know, protecting the lives of people, and people not seeing harming other people as a thing of joy or priority, because it is becoming like, okay, this is like I kill to survive, or I kill to keep myself alive. I don't really know why people do that, but we really have to look, or the government has to look into, you know, insecurity in Nigeria, because it is an alarming situation. Today you hear somebody being killed, a corps member being killed here, or a corps member being kidnapped, or, you know, a medical doctor being killed. Like, the killings are just getting too much. We don't really know what is happening. I don't know if right now it is possible that someone can just maybe see a girl and he likes her, he walks up to her, asks her out, and the girl says no. The next thing he's feeling like, I'm going to harm this person. Because there's a corps member, I can remember last week, you know, in Kaduna State, who was going jogging. The next thing, they found her body lying dead. So you just wonder what is really happening. Is it that something, immediately I saw that that story, my mind just went, is it that somebody asked her out, she refused him, or probably she was rude to him, and the next thing he said, I'll deal with this girl? Because it can actually happen that way. And because we do not know how people are just walking, you will not know, people are just walking cops. You just touch someone, the next thing the person is dead already.
Tante, it still boils down to the fact that we live in a very insecure society. Let me say this from what I deduce from Dr. Emeka Anyaku's speech on Friday, I guess, the one he delivered at Afe Babalola University, where he posited that the divisiveness in this country is what has led us to where we are. As a nation, it has caused a lot of insecurity. It has caused the bastardization of our economy, of our polity, and people are not ready to face it as it is at the time, because nobody wants to say, okay, this is what it should be, that is what it should be. And it starts from you taking responsibility as an individual. Like I always tell people that in America they will tell you whether it's good or bad. They wake up in the morning and say, God bless America. Maybe when we adopt that style, I think things will be better for Nigeria. And then when you start seeing your neighbor as yourself, when we start seeing that helpless lady outside as a friend, as a sister, stretching their hands of love, then we will be able to curb insecurity, because you won't want to hurt your sister, your family member. So what are we saying?
Well, this reminds me of something, waking up to say, God bless Nigeria.
Yeah.
I can remember there was a time, I think it was, it was Independence Day. I was in a cab and we were just going, and somebody was like, happy independence. Somebody boarded and happy independence. The person was like, why are you telling me that? And the person was like, are you not in Nigeria?
Someone even say, what have you gained?
If you see the curse this guy gave, he was just cursing Nigeria. In my mind, I was like, really? If we keep saying these things, are we thinking that our tongue actually would not work against Nigeria? It is your tongue, and this is your land. You keep saying it, you're going to still remain here, and you're going to face whatever thing you're facing. Why not just wake up and be positive about Nigeria? Say something about Nigeria.
And that is why I love the fact that almost every state in the Western region now, we have now adopted this saying, or let me use the word slogan, Ki Ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó lè dára àjùmọ̀ṣe ni, kí ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ lè dára àjùmọ̀ṣe ni. I will interpret it. And kí ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn lè dára àjùmọ̀ṣe ni. For us to have a better society, we have to put hands together. It's not about the governments. We need to, I think it still boils down to the reorientation that should be done for every Nigerian. We need to know that it's not just about the government. It is about you as an individual.
Definitely.
Do something. Be particular about your society. Be particular about your environment. This insecurity thing, I had a discussion over the weekend looking at some people. They call them tricycle drivers, Marwa, like everybody will call it. And, these people, some of them sleep in the garage. Some of them stays at the doorstep of some other people, entrances, around K2. And I was like, these people are sleeping here. And nobody has actually asked them or face them, or even say we are going to take you to the police station if you don't stop sleeping here. And people sleeping or staying in that house are still comfortable. They don't know these people. They don't know their tribe. Are they Nigerians? We do not have people who have gone to investigate. Are they Nigerians? That is the first question, because this is a country that allows for people from everywhere. we are so accommodating as a nation that you see people from the Niger Republic, people from Ghana, and they don't even need passport or the pass to be in our country. So from what I saw there, I feel that as an individual, when you see a strange face around you, question the person. You don't need to take the person first to the authority. Question, then relate the situation with the authority very, very close to you. And that is why I would thank God for this administration that believes in the devolution of power.
Of course, Miriam, you have to take the next paper. I think we'll have to be quick about the paper.
Okay, the Nigerian Tribune this morning. I have exchange rates industries battle for survival as Nigerians suffer losses, and manufacturers pay up to 30 different taxes, levies annually. MAN laments petrol pump price is 630 naira per litre in Abuja. More filling station shuts down. Contractors oppose federal government's order to return to sites without payment review. Our government dressed in military uniforms tagged Bello's convoy. Kogi government. That's on the page 28 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Lagos Ibadan Expressway. Ogun gives trader at Kara orders. Road setbacks. 21 days to quit. Atiku's team displays documents signed on Saturday by Lagos court apart from his affidavit. Odua Foundation to launch a defined project to boost education in Southwest. Now sued over purchase of 360 SUVs valued at 57.6 billion naira. Customs loose officer as Boko Haram attacks Yobe facility. Appeal court sacks Senate's minority leader. Orders return. And that's all the story we have on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper.
All right, I'm going straight to Daily Trust this morning. We have on the bold headline, it says domestic foreign airlines disagree on multiple designations, and that you will see on page 4. And still on page 4, you will see our businesses at risk, indigenous careers. Go and build your capacity, foreign airlines, and what bilateral air service agreement says. And that all of that you will see on page 4 of daily newspaper. And when you go to page 2, you will see Burning Kwara villagers raise alarm over Ansaru militant presence. Kano Duse Emir seek government support for farmers, and that you will see on page 7 of the daily newspaper. Ordering contractors back to site without payment wrong, Huriwa tells federal government. And that is all we have on the daily newspaper this morning. And lastly, Miriam, you will take
the Nation newspaper this morning. Let me quickly run that through. We have fake and Nadeco plots anti-Tinubu campaign, and that's on the page 124 of the Nation's newspaper. Lagos halts illegal land reclamation in Ikoyi, Lekki. Why we can't return to sites by federal road contractors. 5 die, many injured in Kwara petrol truck accidents, and that's on the page 123 of the Nation newspaper. We also have there is no likelihood of Nigeria seeking international assistance on death restructuring. Emergency economic bill targets, tax reform, job creation, and others. That's something that has a particular column and should be discussed sometime soon. And also we have lastly on the Nation newspaper, we have Supreme Court justices dropped to 10. And lastly, we have Paris-bound businessman excretes 93 wraps of heroin. And that's on the page 123 of the Nation's newspaper.
All right, and I think that is all you have, right?
Yes.
That is all we have on the paper review this morning. So I am sure if you have any story you're more interested in, you can go visit these papers and read more about the stories.
So you stay updated.
Of course, so that you stay updated. We'll be taking a short break, and when we come back, we go straight to our trending stories. We'll be right back.
TV.
Taking a look at events in Nigeria. And now the news in detail.
Look at the number of people he has built.
He has the capacity. And today, a historical reoccurrence is taking place right here in Jos.
You need to be involved in the voting process. Your vote counts.
Government, in spite of its lean resources, is running a welfare program for the most vulnerable in our country. We've never had that before. Welcome back. Nigeria should be competing with countries like
I am Kanti Aga.
Alive News, keeping it fresh.
Hello and welcome to Alive News. The immediate past Minister of Youth and Sports Development Chief Sunday Dare, the federal government of Nigeria has taken punitive action against the secretariat. Nigerians have expressed fear over the possible shutdown of businesses and job losses.
See, things are just going higher every day.
For a fact that going from here to Ombalinde before was at 300, but now is at the high side of 700, 800.
The subsidy costs us trillions of naira yearly. Such as a vast sum of money will have been better spent on public transportation, health care, school, housing, and even national security.
Hello and welcome to Live News. You're welcome back. And joining us now in the studio is Janita E-Money. Janita E-Money is CEO We Care Shelter for Women at Risk and also a public affairs analyst. Janita, you're welcome. I was thinking I got the name right.
Janita.
Janita, sorry. Welcome to the program. All right, right now we'll be taking the trending stories, and on our first story this morning, some members serving under the compulsory one-year National Youth Service Corps have lamented their inability to save any money from their monthly allowance due to hardship. According to some of them, their monthly allowance of 33,000 naira can no longer sustain them, not to talk of saving from it. Some lamented the hardship they are facing with the surge in prices of items, especially food and transportation. They pleaded with the federal government to consider them eligible to receive the fuel subsidy palliative and also make other provisions for them. And this is coming from the youth corps members. And I actually feel it is right for them to complain at this time, because I have worked with corps members and I have seen how they have complained about, you know, the 33,000 naira not being enough, even though I still say it that they are actually lucky that they are having 33,000 naira at this time. You know, when I served, I had less than 20. Okay, you, of course, yours is worse. But I had, like, you know, lesser money. Let me not even call the money. Okay. Calling you, you're not saying 9,000 naira. I don't want to call what I received, you know, but it is the situation right now that is calling for them to say they really need help from the federal government. So what do you think about that?
Well, everybody needs help. Basically the youths, the young ones coming up. Help in the sense that not money, actually. Money won't take you anywhere. Money is temporal. They need ideas to run things after they're out of school. That's what they just need. You know, the idea of money makes you greedy. Makes you think like someone that wants to amass wealth. No, You need to amass ideas. You know, you need to be intellectually sound to face the future. So when you're leaving school, the first thing is look for seminars, look for programs, call the government to set up programs, seminars to put you in the right frame of mind to attack the labor market. Okay, when you give you money, okay, I give you 100,000. You're going to finish in the next 1 hour. 1 week? Yeah, you can spend that then. 1 hour is good, it's gone.
Of course.
With the way things are right now. So they should be asking for proper platforms to, you know, to take it to the next level.
Well, Miriam, what do you have to say about the core members?
I think I want to, divert a little bit, or let me say digress a little bit from what he said. And that is, it is the expectation of every parent. We have been raised in a country where you have to struggle for everything. And for somebody who had to go to school for 4 years, maybe the mother or the father had to do a little bit of dirty hustles, and they want something that will pay them back. They want a child that will give them something. And for that child also, who did not have a silver or even golden spoon to feed with, he wants to survive in the society we find ourselves now. And it is going to be hard for such a person, to say, I want to go and amass knowledge, like he said. It will be hard for such a person to say, okay, the next thing is for me to start attending symposiums. Okay, for the symposiums you're going for, the workshop that you're talking about, he needs transportation, he needs money, he needs something to work with, he needs something to survive on. You don't expect a child who is 19, outside Nigeria to still go back to the parents, and that is why we have it fixed in the system of the United States of America. Sorry for using that, but I have to use that because it is already a nation that is well-fledged, and such a nation already know that for every child that is above 16 to them, but here 18, they need to survive on their own. They need something to work with. The liquid has to be there. If it is not there, nobody will be able to survive. That's just the truth. But the fact that we need idea, yes, we need idea. But on what grounds are they going to say, okay, this is where I'm going to start from? Who is going to be sponsoring the so-called workshop, symposium? So I want you to shed light on that.
Well, let me ask you something. Do you know the reason why the NYSC was created? Do you know the reason why? By who in the first place?
Okay, by who in the first place, who did it, and why was it created? Even if we were not told, or we were told, we have the idea, we don't have the idea. No, wait, no, I just have to put this straight to you. If we have the idea or not, we were told, we did get the reason for the creation. We learned that, because if I say I should start answering it, yes, I will get it correctly. But we have to go to the point that we are not speaking, you're not speaking for yourself alone. Maybe you're speaking from your own perspective. But I am speaking for myself and maybe a few Nigerian youths that we interact, The reason that we were told at the camp or during the orientation period is because they need to put you a little bit on your feet. You get, for you to be able to, fight for yourself and see the nation as one place that you should hold first in your heart. Because that is what they always say to younger core members every time they go to the camp, and that is why they call it a kind of a paramilitary system.
Very good. You asked me. Can I come in there?
No. So you will know that I know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying. Well, can I just say something for you?
Okay.
General Yakubu Gowon retired.
Okay.
Nigerian Youth Service.
Of course.
Cool.
Sorry, before you move. Sorry, sir. I want you to include this, sir.
Answer your question.
Okay.
There's nothing to do with anything. We're always getting it all wrong, in Nigeria. Because we think that we should follow what they do out there. No. Nigeria is not a third world country. Nigeria is a developing country like every other country in the world. And if this stuff was created, it was created for a paramilitary sake. It started in 1970 or so, immediately after the Civil War.
Yes.
The Civil War ended in 1970. So what was Gowon thinking at that time? He was thinking, how do I get these boys ready in case anything happens? Hold on.
In the country.
In America, like people always say, these guys, their parents pay tax. They are regular. If you don't pay tax, you're going to go to jail or something. Okay?
No. I know. No.
Can I finish?
No.
Can I just finish?
Yes.
Hold on. They pay taxes, okay? And now, those younger ones go on out of school, they go into they must serve in the military for at least a year. It's hardly you see a young American, okay, a young American that has not served in the military. It's either ex-Marine, ex-Green Beret or something, okay? This keeps them going. Now they
serve in the military with a very good, welfareism. They serve in the military with a very good welfareism.
Oh, well, let me come in the middle. Let me be in the middle of this case, okay? I believe that Janite says the right thing. I believe, Mariam, you said the right thing.
So I actually concur with what he's saying.
I believe in all you said. Yes. To be honest, Nigerians, especially the young people, need to be taught on how to be independent. Yes. That is one thing I know. Also, right now, as they are serving, they are also asking for help because the monies they are getting from the federal government is not helping out. It is possible in their cry, the organization they are working for can hear them and also bring up, a little bit flesh in the money. Good. We also understand that. We know that they have the needs, but we also know that it is not just about the immediate need. It is about what you can accumulate with time before, you get to achieve what you want to achieve. So I totally believe both of you, and that will be the conclusion of this story. I'll have to go to the next story right now. And whatever it is, we have to know that youth service, and it is a call to service. No matter what you're facing as a core member, you have to face it. We all are facing it. They are not the only ones, but they are just coming out to say, please, we need the government's help. So government should really help them.
Please.
Yes. All right, going to the next story. This is actually a very funny story. Let's read it. Witches and wizards in the country under the aegis of white witches and wizards of Nigeria have urged the People's Democratic Party presidential candidate in the 2023 election, Atiku Abubakar, to stop hitting the polity and distracting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu while chasing shadows. The spokesman of the White Witches and Wizards of Nigeria, Okyo Iboy, I hope I got it right, in an interview with journalists in Lagos says Atiku is only wasting his time and resources on the United States fishing expedition issue. He enjoined Atiku and the Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi to team up with President Tinubu to rebuild the country. We have heard so many times on, people coming out to say, Obi and Atiku, it is high time you guys left whatever thing you're doing to come put hands together and work with the president. And we are hearing the Witches and Wizards Association of Nigeria are coming out to tell.
So you have to be scared.
No, I'm actually not scared. I'm a spiritual person, so whatever the thing they are saying, I don't know where they are bringing it from. But, if there's a winner, let's allow the person to be the winner, so that the person can lead well. But we still understand that Nigeria is a place where people don't just receive or agree to defeat easily. They put forces, they try to see how they'll sabotage you and all. But it is time, last week we heard that a pastor, a prophet came out to say he has seen it, and he is saying it for Tinubu to confirm it, that since 2019, I think, there was a prophecy that Tinubu was going to be the president. I think 2009, not 2019. So it is high time we understood that and, allow Tinubu to do what he is asked or called to do in Nigeria.
Tante, I think even leaving it out of spirituality, we should, like you rightly said, that we should support whoever wears the crown. That's just it. Spirituality or not, whether it has to be coming from the people sponsoring the administration or sponsoring the project, or some people will see it as it is a paid for kind of talk or discussion or something they put forward to the members of the public. We just have to support whoever wears the crown. That's just it.
So what do you have to say?
Well, firstly, witches and wizards doesn't come to Nigeria.
So you are against spirituality?
No, not spirituality. Look, to my own knowledge, a witch is someone with extreme knowledge. Someone that knows about everything, that knows something about everything. So if an African man or a Nigerian, quote, that likes this kind of stories of witches, You know, they say witch. What is a witch? Someone with extra knowledge that knows about everything, about football, about basketball, about accounting, about that's. They study witchcraft in the university abroad. So what is the witchcraft about?
They even have a day dedicated to it.
So the wizard thing, is just a mindset. If maybe the name will scare you, it might scare you, but the truth is that it might just be a professor of the art. So if they are coming together and saying they're not happy with whatever is happening, then it's their own take. Coming to what he said, and the president himself, he has done his homework from the day one. He has been there. He has been there. You cannot just come from nowhere and you stop someone that has this mental capability to run the country. You understand what I'm saying? He has made money, whatever way. He has done everything he had. Now politics is the next thing for him. And he has been in politics right from the time of Abiola. He has been creating a pathway for himself. You can't just come from nowhere and start saying, hey, this. No. Go do your homework. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, if the other parties are saying that he did this, he did that, that means you're not ready for it. He was ready. What is luck? Opportunity meets what?
Chance, I think.
Whatever it is, he's lucky to have it. That's what.
Of course. And going to our next story, we have Cordelia Okonye, the mother of Augusta Osedion, a model allegedly killed and left to rot, has narrated how the suspect, Benjamin Nanyeroga, popularly known as Killer Boy, was arrested in Sierra Leone after changing his entire identity with fake names. Killer Boy made the headlines in July when he took to social media to confess to murdering Augusta in his home at Oral Estate in the Aja area of Lagos State. 3 months later, the Lagos police declared the suspect wanted with a detailed description of him to expedite his arrest. In a statement on Saturday, October 21st, the Lagos State Police spokesperson Benjamin Hundeyin confirmed the Sierra Leonean police had apprehended Nanyeroga and preparations are ongoing for the suspect's extradition to Nigeria. In an emotional Facebook post, Augusta's mother revealed she had pleaded with her daughter's alleged killer to turn himself in, but he ignored her. Okonye says that his failure to comply, having confessed to her that killing her daughter was a mistake and self-defense, she sent his passport photograph to all her relatives across the globe. That is a sad one. No matter what happens now, you know, the beautiful young lady is already late. May God rest her soul.
Amen.
But you know, most times I just, not to blame anyone, you know, but you know, sometimes our life choices, you know, tends to affect us deeply. She knew who that person was before she started going out with him. Most of these young ladies know what their partners are doing, but they will just be like, he has the money, he can take care of me, I can be comfortable with him, you know. So some of these things actually make us just go into troubles more and more. So we have to really be careful. Thank God, you know, Killer Boy, I can remember we talked about him, how he was wanted and the police were looking for him. He came out on social media. That's the amazing thing. He came out on social media to say he had killed someone, and you had the person running away. And it's not like the story just came up to say, someone came up to say someone killed someone. They said he was the person who posted on his social media to say he just killed his girlfriend. And the mother was waiting for him to come explain to her what happened. In her pain, she still wanted him to come and tell her what really happened to her daughter. He did not come, and that has made her to say, okay, he is actually the main suspect, and you know, he has to be apprehended. And now he is in the custody of the Sierra Leonean police, and I hope he'll be back to Nigeria soon and justice will be served.
It will be served under this administration. I really believe it will be served. And like you said earlier, that ladies are not doing things right anymore. You know, they just want to live the life, the life of their head.
Lavish.
Lavish.
You know, sometimes they say to lavish.
Yes, and you know, they just forget about everything and anything that has to do with security. And another thing, you know, we read a story about insecurity in Nigeria this morning, or when we were reviewing the headlines, and it still boils down to the fact that people are not ready to know who their neighbors are truly. who is this person living close to me? Who is this person I am dating? Who is this person? And at the end of the day, they go back to government. Will government come and do the test for you? It's not really right. You have to start doing that yourself. Confirm this person's is he an indigene of this social place? Is he also a Nigerian? Is he a true citizen? Is he this? Is it that? The questions as
Did you hear me?
Well answered.
Some of these girls don't care. Some of them know. They
That
know
is-
what those guys are doing, but they still want to associate themselves with the big girls. The guy provides
That is why we
everything.
need to still re-echo it. If you are a young lady out there, even it does not have to be young ladies alone. Young men, young guys, young ladies, boy, girl, anyone, please be careful of anyone you are relating with. Try to know them, Abby. Because he's been making some points as regards
working with young ladies. He's the CEO of Weekend.
that is why I said Abby.
Yes. I know he has a lot to say.
Yes.
It's what we call red flag in a relationship. Every lady must see that red flag. Something like there's something wrong about this person. Now in Sierra Leone, I've been there, and I know to get into the country you must pass through the sea, through a ferry. I almost died there. I remember that. Yes, and there are lots of boy soldiers there with different names like that. General Killer, this, that. This boy, Killer Boy, must have been one of those boy soldiers for him to be able to kill somebody again. Yes, that means they were not orientated back then when they dropped their arms. That name sounds very, very familiar. Killer Boy, go and check it out. Killer Boy, you hear General Gun, you hear Machete, you hear funny names like that.
Yes.
You hear what I'm saying?
Machete,
Yes, so this person is Killer Boy. If you as a girl and hello, how are you? What's your name, the Killer Boy? What would you say?
What?
Is that not the green and red light, red flag for you? Killer Boy. Look, you cannot give what you don't have. So by talking, you are giving out information. You're Killer Boy. What are you looking for in Killer Boy? His physique, he will kill you. His money, he will kill you. What are you looking for?
Everything that has to do with Killer Boy will kill you.
So what do you want for Killer Boy?
And you said, is that not a flat battery? In fact, it can't be even red light. Flat.
Once you see those kind of things, you see someone, you have to know immediately. Look, and not only women, even men. The guys,
Yes,
when you see a lady
everyone.
talking, you should be able to understand this person. You give your space. Look, relationship is not by force. And when you see those signs, no matter how big it is, I love at times can be just obsession. So walk away. There are other finer, better, good looking dudes, girls out there. The world's big enough for you. So don't peg yourself to a killer boy.
Please do not, you do not involve yourself in killer boys.
Oh, yes.
Because killer boys will actually kill you. So it is high time we understood
It's a
as
pity for the mothers, for
ladies.
the parents. Yes.
Yeah.
Because
You just leave them in sorrow and sadness. It is not right that, well, but let's just
can I
not.
say something quickly, please? Most parents these days, when they want to talk to their children, their words, maybe
The best way to address young kids when they return from school is not just how are you, how was your day. You ask them serious questions like hope this or your teacher did not touch
Yes,
you.
but you have
How
to
do
be
you have to be
careful. Stop
very
not making
very
them very
careful.
overcrowded in their
No.
place.
You have to be very careful
Yes.
though. But it's
kind
not
of
just
thing.
about
Maybe when
how
after
are
bath,
you.
Say, how are you? Okay, who touched you today? You're fine? Okay,
Yeah.
that's my baby. That's not to talk to children. You okay?
Even
Okay,
adults.
Even if you see a young guy walking on a young boy come home, young boys don't talk because most of them they seem to be tough inside, but they can be abused.
Yeah.
So when you're talking to them, maybe
In fact, a lot is
Funny
bottled
enough,
up.
how we always talk about how girls or children are the ones being abused.
No.
Most times, if you hear the stories of male
children.
you'll be amazed.
oh my God,
You'll be amazed.
you hear 5 years, 9 years.
Are
their
you saying
nannies,
5?
Nannies abusing
What's
them.
nanny?
You
Aunties.
3,
and
2.
His nephew, all that.
Oh my God.
Because they're private, sorry to say this, well, that's what it is. And it is in everybody. It just takes self-control.
Yes.
Yes, self-control and proper discipline to understand that no, I'm not supposed to do this and don't do it. But when you lose control, you just say a small, good-looking boy, you put him on your lap and start playing with him. What's that mean?
And parents should also start,
It's my auntie, it's my auntie, it's my uncle. What's that?
Parents should start, putting this sense of seriousness into a child's gesture whenever, he or she sees someone and he feels a little bit excited or too afraid or whatever. You should be very, very particular about the cause of such gesture. And yes, the parents.
Yes.
But some parents don't really look at things like that. Yes, there is.
Well, let's go to our next story. And on our next story, Uzoma Chioma Asagwara from Umahi South Local Government Area of Abia State has been sworn in as the new health minister and deputy premier of the province of Manitoba in Canada. She took her oath of office, marking a significant milestone in her illustrious career. Asagwara's rise to the position is a remarkable feat as she not only becomes a prominent figure in Canadian politics, but also breaks new ground as the first black individual to achieve this position in Manitoba. Before their election, Asagwara worked as a full-time psychiatric nurse, specializing in mental health and addictions. Well, not to say much on these, kudos to Nigerians, kudos to whatever a Nigerian has done outside, it is something we need to applaud them. We have to celebrate them even as we're here. So it is a good thing, and we pray that, God will see her through in whatever she is doing.
And pray that she sees herself through.
Of course. And she looks actually young and beautiful.
Yes, that's why she sees herself through.
But there is always this God factor. You just have to respect that.
Of course. Of course. And going to sports now, Super Falcons of Nigeria forward Azeezat Oshola has paid tribute to Nigerian music sensation Mohbad, who died in a mysterious circumstance in September 2023. On Sunday, October 22nd, Azeezat Oshola ended her goal drought in style. After failing to score in 3 successive games, she scored 2 goals in FC Barcelona's 6-1 win over Canada in a Spanish La Liga Women's League game. While celebrating her first goal, the 29-year-old Nigerian striker raised her jersey to reveal a shirt that carried the picture of Mohbad and it. Well, that is a good thing. Nigerians are trying to show love and respect for Mohbad and, his accomplishments, and most of the accomplishment that came even after his death.
And in fact, they are trying to still call, remind the government about justice for Mohbad.
What will happen to him? What will he kill him?
Well, we're still getting to understand the situation behind Mohbad's death. Till today, I don't think someone has really known. So we are still waiting for the police to finish all their investigations so that we'll get to know what really happened to Mohbad. And let's go to the last story on trending. Public humiliation and embarrassment have compelled a United Methodist Church reverend identified as Oscar Mukahanana to commit suicide after his adultery scandal was leaked in the church WhatsApp group. The clergyman reportedly engaged in an extramarital affair with a female youth in the church, and the audio of his secret meeting and conversation with the lady leaked on the church's social media platform. In the audio, Mukahanana allegedly talked about how happy he was to give the girl a good sex session before her menstrual cycle. The church members subjected him to mockery after the leaked audio as they forwarded to other social media groups. According to local media, some church members also created memes ridiculing the district superintendent over the adultery scandal. Mukahanana, humiliated and embarrassed over the issue, killed himself on Friday when he could no longer withstand the shame.
You know what, Tante? Whether you're right or wrong, whether you have done it well, or people say this is not it, there is nothing worth taking your life for. There is absolutely nothing. See, people will talk about the situation and they will forget it. People will rest after they said, groaning, even if it has to claim lives. They will rest at the end of the whole situation. So why should you, take the life you cannot give? One, that is maybe from the scriptural aspect. But why should you, as a person? I always tell people that even if you're not doing well in life, remember that you have some people that don't really relate with you, but they are happy seeing you. Some people, they are seeing you and you are giving them that kind of motivation. Some people see you and see you as, I think with this person, I'll be able to, make it big in life. They might not have told you, yes, but be sure that you are important to somebody, just one person. That person loves you, so why should you take your life? And subjecting people to absolute mockery is something wrong. Let me use the word sex. Sex is something that anybody can have, but it is not something that we should applaud. You get? But especially when it comes to the girl child, it is something that should be taken up by the authority. And when the authority takes it up, you don't need to, create memes. You don't need to insult the person. You don't need to share. That is invading into the person's privacy, and we should really, really, look into that. And that can kill anybody. In fact, me talking, I can't face shame. No, yes, that's the truth. Some people can face it, but some of us cannot really face shame. It will be like, God, what is this? And you'll be so scared. Yes. So why not hand the person over to the authority?
Mariam, if you're a living being, you definitely face shame once in a while. And you have to keep yourself prepared. We are not saying I'm preparing myself to be embarrassed or to be ashamed of anything, but it has to be that in your mindset, put it somewhere that you're a strong person, that when it comes, you face it, and when it goes, you're out of it and you're good.
Sex is for adults.
You guys are saying face it, face shame. Now, you use the God factor to deceive a girl to have.
That is what I'm saying.
Hold
the
on.
girl child.
There's no God factor in this system. It's self-control. If you look, I pray there's a God somewhere that sees all of you. He will be embarrassed because you use his name to do all sorts of shitty things. What would you have told this lady to have sex with her? Did a lot of things to cajole her. To cajole her, to bring her into a space, to enable him have access. Because ordinarily, he may not be able to hold the girl. So he uses the God factor. God said this. God said that. God said this.
And in fact, in the story, the age of the girl was not disclosed. So we have to know if she's an adult or just a girl.
To a sweet-mouthed pastor or a clergyman.
That's justice. That's it.
If a clergyman or a pastor talks to you now, you will think God is coming to talk to you tomorrow because they are so good at it. It does not become an art, not a
religion.
Okay? They sit down and fine-tune their languages. You know how to talk, the charisma, the walk. Actually, they go for training on it.
They train actually.
Yeah, so look, so don't run away from this. This child they're talking about now. Now she's the man you're saying shame. He knew what he was doing. Now he did it. Now you're ashamed. Why did you do it in the first place?
It's not like I'm supporting what he did.
I'm not saying you did that. So why did you do it in the first place? When you know that you cannot stand shame and the ridicule that will come after it, you did it and now you want to kill yourself. To go and meet who? After you kill yourself. No, come and let's think about those things. So you can say it's just a matter of self-control and be able to say no when that animalistic urges comes.
Well, let's not forget that even pastors are humans too. And sometimes they fall prey. Like sometimes they fall in all these
even celebrate them too much.
So we know we have to be careful as pastors to what we do. And to be honest, it is possible that this very person was someone who was, I don't know him, but you know there are pastors who are judgmental sometimes. When they talk to you, just the way he said, you feel like the Lord has come already, you know. So it is possible that he was like that, and getting to know
That he is now a
that
victim
he
of
is
that.
now a victim of, you
You
know,
know,
that same
that's
thing.
exactly what I'm talking
So
about.
that is it. And now, but because he's actually the motivation. You know, when we opened, we said,
Okay.
be careful, oh, because even your motivational speaker can be going through a lot. So you don't have to expect your
In
motivational
fact, they are
speaker
going
to
through a lot.
motivate you
That's why
always.
they motivate people, because it's what they think you happen. Oh, that's the truth. People don't know.
So are you saying that I'm going through a lot? That's why I
Yes.
have so many motivations
Oh
to
yes,
give
you are. You are.
So I
experience to talk. You see, because in your closet, you sit down and relax.
Oh no, yeah.
You say,
Trust me.
If I say this, before you know, you're speaking after the abundance of the heart, the heart, the mouth speaking.
Mouth
That's it. You don't.
speaketh.
You have thought about it so much that you can't wait to tell somebody.
But we still have to flog the fact that people should not mock anyone.
Yes,
That is
yes,
just
yes.
it. Because this thing is really going on the social media space. In fact, some people even, you know, go as far as bringing some people's voices, using the AI effect, and you think it's the person talking. Actually.
Yes.
Because we should always put that fact. Because for every story I see, I love to look at it that
Yes.
what really happened. This person is he or she of age? Is it an adult? Does it involve a child, a minor? And you know, this AI age is something that is
Well, with
is
the way the
creating
story,
ridiculous
the
situations.
way the story was narrated, if she was underage, I'm sure they would have, you know, put it there. But their main concern is the fact that he is a pastor.
Now
or he was a pastor.
she is not underage.
Okay.
From what she just said, she's not underage.
No, it is not clear.
No stating.
It wasn't stated.
Okay.
So I can't say if she was underage or not. But I just feel if she was underage, it is something people should have, you know,
Before someone
should
can
know.
mock you, you'll have mocked people.
No.
Listen, as a pastor, you said it right. Look.
No,
You
let's
said it
leave-
right.
no,
When you
let's
call
leave
somebody
it out
to your-
of
hold on.
the
When you call
pastor
somebody-
religious-
Hold on. When you call somebody into your office to do counseling, do you know what they tell the person? So you need to touch this person. God will catch you today.
I think
You
you
to
have
go to
you have
self-retreat.
issues with pastors
No,
already.
I don't. No, I'm a deep thinker. I don't know stop. No.
See, sir, you said
When
you are a
you
deep
call
thinker.
them-
Let us look at it from the aspect of
Maybe you
everyone.
understand when I say this. When you call someone into your office,
Okay.
you scold them, instead of to advise them properly, not just to scold because you're not better off. Okay? Now, so okay, thank you, Pastor. I won't do that again. Maybe someone comes, I caught my husband cheating on somebody, say, you say this man, you go to the Bible, so. Of course. Now, he is now the one doing it. Not knowing that it will have eyes for other children or ladies in the church. Because of self-control, now that's what can make you take your own life. Because you don't, like you said, you must have said a lot of things to a lot of people. Even on the altar, you don't do this. If you do the adultery, life is going to be this and that for you. And they now say, oh, so you too. Okay, that's why laughter started. That kind of laughter will pain you more, especially when you are.
What about mentors, sir? I love you to flog this very well.
Okay.
Let's leave it out of the.
Well, the
religious
flogging
space.
should be minimal.
Yes, please. Because I need you to talk about what about counselors?
Okay.
What about mentors? What about personalities?
That's different.
No, it's not different. Everyone, we remain the same. That's just it. We are looking at the story because it's coming from the angle of religion and all of those things that he was a
Are you asking me
pastor.
a question?
I'm asking you a
Can I just
question.
quickly ask?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Look, to be a counselor, you must go
Because
to
we
school.
have seen mentors who have taken their lives also.
Hold on.
Great personalities.
To be a counselor, okay, you must have gone to school for it. You must be a trauma-informed counselor. You must be something of that sort. That, and before you graduate from that school, you must have been taught how to self-control. You know, emotional self-defense. You know, when you're emotionally triggered, you know how to control yourself to defend your emotions by getting into trouble like this. So a pastor is not trained, sorry to say, or those men of God. They just come from it's a calling. I'm talking from the Bible. But if you look at it from the humanitarian point of view, these people called counselors or whatever, they are trained. You know, they know what to say. You know, they don't bully you. They don't ask you to, like, okay, do this, you're going to go to hell. No.
Well, pastors are also trained.
That's where I'm going.
You know, they are.
We have
called-
people, mentors.
Calling
yeah.
and training.
No. What I'm saying is,
on the book, I don't know, maybe the Bible.
I think I don't really agree
no,
with it,
most
but we
times,
just have
no,
to
wait.
go on.
When you are being called, when you are being called, the Lord is calling you. The next thing you want to do is to go for training. just the way you said, you know, those people, counseling people, they
Yes.
go through training. Some of them, is a call too.
It's a call.
They'll feel it in their spirit that they want to help people because they know people are going through a lot. Just the way you said, they have gone through a lot for them to know that, and for them to know how they have come out of
Oh,
it,
yes.
for them to say they want to
That
help
is
other people.
exactly.